championship match to begin with Kunieda serving.
Love 15.
Just the first point alone, you get a little bit of look at how these guys are going to establish things. Alfie's going to spend a little bit more time behind the baseline. The additional power, he's able to conduct and control some points from deep. Shingo's going to want to be on top of that baseline a little bit more, taking the ball early. So look for those indicators as we go forward.
15 all. $15.30.
A little more pop there from the Kunieda serve at 87. His serving kind of strategy is never power-oriented. It's more consistency, placement-oriented, but I think he knows against Alfie Hewett, he's got to step it up a little bit. It looks a little breezy down on the court, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. He's trying to get a gauge on that as well. Second toss he's caught so far.
Who's had a harder time? Has Kunieda had a little harder time holding serve in this matchup? Because of what you just said?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a little bit harder time. Again, he doesn't get as many free points or maybe as many early, easy looks, you know, in a serve +1, say, for example. Whereas Alfie might be able to create a few more early looks in the point. Shingo looks to extend points, looks to be kind of the tactical master on the court. Just to get things set up. Great finish there. Kunieda forcing Hewett out wide, coming in behind it.
Deuce.
So the double keeps this game going.
Never an issue for Kunieda typically when he's serving. Double fault's not an issue he ever deals with, I think, typically. But again, I think maybe he's really being mindful today about having to put a little more emphasis on his serve.
Advantage Kunieda.
Slides that one out wide there. Forces the air. Devastating overhead from Hewett there.
That's impressive.
Yeah, no, you know, I mentioned that I watched them warming up this morning a little bit. This is a shot that he was warming up on. He was warming up with his coach at the time at the net, taking some volleys and hitting some overheads. So there you go, practicing to practical application.
The upper body strength that's visible really showed there.
That's been probably one of the noticeable things this year. Looks a little bigger, stronger, off time. probably a lot of gym time.
Advantage Hewett. Deuce.
Third return of serve error from Hewett there. Keeping Shingo alive here on the service game. It's actually the fourth, I think.
Advantage Kunieda.
One of our longer rallies there, and a chance to kind of see some of the tactical approaches by both of the players. Again, Kunieda looking to work the ball around the court. Hewett looking to hit through a little bit more.
And a real test in this first service game. This will be the 12th point.
Game, Kunieda.
Again, we see a little bit bigger serve from
First
Kunieda.
game.
Normally at 87 there, that's not somewhere he operates. That's a number that's a little bit up from where he normally operates. So it might just be one service game, but that's an indicator of what he's looking to establish here today.
Oh.
15 up.
Oh.
15 all.
Great get by Alfie Hewett to keep the point alive, and then probably disappointed in himself on the ball that he could clearly handle. It's one of the oddities in tennis, right? Make the great shot, and then the one you handle with your eyes closed goes awry.
Go.
30-15.
Aggressive attacking style by Kunieda off the return of serve. If he makes the good return, he's in a great position, but now not getting it past or stretching Hewett out. He's susceptible.
That was an interesting play on the
40-15.
return by Kunieda. First he came in.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, you're kind of seeing him establish himself on the baseline, but if Alfie gets a good look at it and has a good strike, it's almost past Kunieda before he has a chance to react to it. So we'll see how that continues to play out.
Game, Hewett.
Yeah,
There's a couple examples, Paul, of your point. He
One
would
game
finish.
all, first
right
set.
on cue, right? And yep, before Kunieda can even get around, that bigger ball that Hewett hits is off the court and past him. Again, with these courts playing quick, it really does, I think, favor Hewett.
Love.
It's a well-placed first serve.
Yeah, it's a great
free
shot.
point.
Yeah, yeah. He'll wear that tee out predominantly on his first serve, but he's good enough with maneuvering it around that he'll take advantage of that wide one. I've seen it a couple times so far. Serves.
15 all.
Alfie going a little off pace there, trying to force Shingo into having to generate, knowing that he's probably in a good enough position that whatever Kunieda hits, he's going to be able to run down. Not really fearful of the native firepower from back behind the baseline.
So Hewett there maneuvered and he put a little
15,
extra
30.
on that forehand.
He has the ability, and that's where he's going to look to separate from Kunieda today. I just think he's supremely confident here in this environment. Again, having the success that he's had, and he's a young man, but he's played Shingo enough to not fear him. Whereas many players on the tour is like, oh, gotta play Shingo again. I don't think Alfie fears him at all. A tennis player, and you don't really fear that opponent on the other side. That's you can play loose and relaxed, and if he's in that condition, it's tough.
That's a fine point.
Yeah, that's a
15-40.
great example of a world-class wheelchair tennis point right there. Both players stretching each other out all over the court, having advantages and disadvantages, defending, getting offensive. A complete package right there in 1 point.
Mixing up too, the slow slices that they were able to get back.
Typically, the longer points are stuff that would normally favor Shingo Kunieda in his matchups against most players in the world. But with Hewett, I think maybe he's able to even neutralize him in the long points. So if Shingo can't dominate in that aspect of the game, the power game favors Hewett. So that's why I think this becomes a tough matchup.
And there, Hewett
Game
puts
Hewett.
away the second serve and gets a
Hewett
service
leads
break.
2 games to 1. First set.
Alfie Hewett takes the early lead in this men's singles championship. Inside Louis Armstrong Stadium, the men's singles championship, the wheelchair competition presented by Deloitte. So first break to Alfie Hewett, the two-time defending champion.
Well, if we
15
haven't
love.
had enough examples of the Hewett power yet, there's a great example. Kind of bullying Shingo around the court and then finishing like that. In command from start to finish there on that point.
Thirty love.
Coach expression was not was not optimistic. It was concerning.
Yeah, it's early in the first, of course, but I just think the tone that is being set.
You
30-15.
touched on this, Paul. And I would imagine it's an athletic thing when you've won as much as Kunieda has won, for as long as he's won. And then suddenly here comes a young dude. Oh, here comes a guy maybe I'm not quite so sure about.
It's like the new lion coming out of the prairie, right? And going to challenge the old Lion King.
30 all.
Domination of the pride.
It's got the 30 all.
Clearly, you know, I think I touched on this in one of the other broadcasts that Alfie, growing up and establishing himself as a teenager on the tour, into the men's game at a very young age. He had a Shingo Kunieda to pattern his game against all that time during his early
30-40.
development as a player. You're looking, if you're a smart kid and you got good coaches, you're saying, all right, what's the gold standard? Well, there it is right there. That's Shingo Kunieda. That's the gold standard. That's what we want to look like. That's how we want to play. And then when you add a little bit of additional miles per hour, it's just maybe a better version.
Deuce.
Served by Hewett, saves a break point.
Wow, probably the best
Advantage
point
Kunieda.
Shingo's played so far in this match, and gets himself a break chance to get this even at 2. It was him working Hewett side to side and finishing big on the forehand. This is the time right here. This is where I think Kunieda's got to make adjustments in the game. Right here, second serve, break point. Got to get after it. Or it doesn't, or it
Game
doesn't
Kunieda.
need to.
Yeah.
Takes the free.
2 games all. First set.
How many breaks, how much breaking of serve would you expect when these two champions are playing?
Wheelchair tennis often presents a lot of streakiness, and you almost get into what I call break fests, and where it just seems to go in patterns where, you know, might reel off 3-4 games in a row where nobody can hold, then get into patterns where both players are holding. As mentioned a number of times, it's not as common in the wheelchair game for the men to automatically just serve like they would on the ATP tour. It's not expected that you hold, so there's a lot more nuances in the return game. Type advantages to
Love 15.
Very quick reminder that during this championship Sunday, all day into the night, you can stay connected to the Open on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You can join the conversation with hashtag US Open.
Great job by Kunieda going behind Hewett there.
15 all.
Looking for the cross court. Shingo changing up a pattern right there. Clearly see Alfie leaning towards the cross court backhand side. Nice decision by Kunieda. One of the things about Kunieda, though, even though we may look at Hewett as the favorite today, Shingo's going to always force everybody he plays to beat him. In other words, he's very seldom is he going to give you a match where you're just like, he couldn't do things in any aspect of the game. It's like, he will take care of his business. If Hewett can respond to it, then he might be the better guy today. But he's never going to give you a freebie. Here he is with a chance to go up 3-2. First chance to hold quickly erased on the Kunieda error.
Game Kunieda.
Missed that second serve return, so that's a
first set.
relief from the coach. That was a better 2 games for Kunieda. So Hewett now back serving at 2-3 in the first set of this championship match.
Love to
Like a
see.
few errors creeping into the Hewett game.
He's a streaky player. We saw it in his semifinal match versus Gustavo Fernandez, where kind of couldn't really do much in the second set, and then all of a sudden comes out in the third and is a monster and kind of rolls through Fernandez and gets himself into the final here. He plays off a lot of emotion, and when it's going good, that emotion fuels him. When it's going bad, that emotion can kind of get him off track.
Love 30.
Not sure how good a poker player Alfie would be.
Yeah, exactly.
Tends to show his hand a little bit on the facial expressions and stuff. But right now, staying calm after a couple errors. Looks good.
Very good run of winners for Hewett in the first 3 games, and now it's a string of errors. 8 of them. Double there, so.
Love 40.
Yeah, as we take a quick look at some of the stats here that are available to us, yeah, his numbers are climbing in some of the negative departments. Double faults, unforced errors, bad categories.
Game Kunieda.
Takes advantage.
Kunieda leads 4 games to 2. First set.
He is now broken twice to take the lead in this first set.
Yeah, breaks at love there. You know, didn't have to do a lot of work. Played a great point there on the last one. Other than that, was pretty much Alfie Hewett kind of serving it up to him on a platter for the break. Now a little bit of extension here. Up 4-2. Feeling pretty comfortable right now. See how Hewett responds.
By trying
15 love.
an aggressive move.
The approach of youth.
Yes.
Hit it harder.
Oh, that's terrific.
If the one point we commented on a while back was
30
world
love.
class,
Oh.
I mean, that one showed it all. And I mean, on both guys, I mean, both players here showing off. I mean, that get right there, that
Exactly.
ball is over 99% of the time. That ball's a winner. Forces Kunieda to hit, but he has the goods, drops it in. Amazing point.
That was great. I loved how you could hear Kunieda's effort.
Both of these guys will always bring maximum effort. Despite the fact that Kunieda won that point, it's a good sign for Hewett. Maybe a point that could get him going.
30-15.
He's got to think if that's what it takes for Kunieda to win a point against me, I'm still in good shape.
Thirty all.
So that's 2 double faults for Kunieda. What would be a target first serve percentage for these players, Paul?
Yeah, different guys use, you know, if it's a bigger serve, it's much like the able-bodied game, right? If you have a big serve, you're willing to lower that percentage maybe a little bit because you're going to get some freebies off the bigness of that serve, right? But if that's not necessarily a weapon, then percentage becomes your weapon. And so for Kunieda, looking at 59%, I think he'd like to be in the 60s.
Okay.
40-30.
And for Hewett at 47%, I know he doesn't want to be there. Even though he does have a little bit bigger serve, he would probably want to be in the upper 50s with a little bit bigger serve. But both of them would probably prefer to be in the 60s. You know, we saw an example in the women's championship match yesterday with Yui Kamiji and Dita Group. You know, Yui served in the 80 percentile first serve percentage, but her serve's not big enough, and so that's her only approach. Hanging in there on her service games is just pour a ton of first serve in.
Deuce.
Hewett in control of that point pretty much from start to finish. Gets it to deuce now. Seems to be whoever kind of gets the early advantage, as we've seen now, having seen enough games in this match. The guy that seizes hold of the point is able to dictate, as is pretty much typically the case in all of tennis, right? Get a hold of it, stay in charge.
Advantage Hewitt.
Just when Kunieda was putting together a nice little run of games, double fault bites him, and now Hewett with a chance.
Yeah, and this is that kind of swing time in a set, right? That cliche. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. We talked with Russ Thaler about it yesterday. 7th game.
Yeah.
A big swing time. Big. You know it well.
Hewitt puts it away, so
Ball change,
Paul
please.
Walker, 2 breaks of serve for each
Kunieda leads
of
4
these
games to 3.
champions.
First set.
Well, I'm looking at Kunieda thinking it didn't happen this summer, but it should happen next summer. Given his achievements in this sport, what a Paralympics for him. I mean, he will be a national legend.
Well, he already
next
is.
summer. Yes.
He already is, and that's what makes it more spectacular is, right, him, who is already in legendary status in Japan, now on the home soil, looking for something over the top. If he could get on the podium, certainly if he could get gold in Tokyo.
You think about the tennis
Love
competition next summer between Osaka, Nishikori,
Yeah.
Kunieda, Kamiji,
Right.
and Federer wearing Uniqlo.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be, that's big 5 for the Olympics and the Paralympics.
Yeah. And Gordon Reed, who is the defending Paralympic gold medalist from Rio. The other Brit, Alfie's partner, is also a Uniqlo sponsored ambassador and athlete. So, yeah. Good selections by that Gordon Reed.
Love 30.
Coach looking on calmly. This player voices his displeasure himself. If he knows that that forehand is not advised. Once again, takes the hit it out.
Love 40.
Approach. Pent up. And again, for the 2nd game in a row, chance to break it love. Really see the frustration on Alfie's face right now.
Oh, yeah.
Game. Kunieda.
Kunieda puts that backhand away, so now
Kunieda leads
Kunieda
5
will
games to
serve
3.
for the first set.
First set.
It would appear that Hewitt's comfortable on the return games and just for whatever reason doesn't have a good feel. Again, he's only serving at 43%, and we both know that that number, he cannot survive at that number.
No.
And only winning 25% of his second serve points. Shingo
15
content
love.
to just play his game and allow Hewitt to bang his head against the rock. And let's see if calmness will prevail here.
Clever play there by Kunieda.
Third
Yeah,
and
you're
low.
seeing the genius of Shingo Kunieda right now. And again, he recognizes he can't overpower or hit through, so what are the ways in which he can expose Hewett, or angle, or variety? And when you're the best ever, you have access to those tools. And he's showing it right here in this first set.
40 low.
That's right in the corner.
That's as good as it gets right
Yeah.
there. And now Kunieda, 3 cracks at the opening set. Much happier looking coach.
Game in first set,
And Hewett
Kunieda.
again with a, well, that was
By
clearly
16 to
frustration.
3.
And the first set in this men's singles championship, the wheelchair competition. All right, so immediately we'll see here if Hewett can regain some of his serving.
Yeah, that's certainly a department in which, right off the bat, he's got to improve here.
Oh, launched that one. Fourth double fault.
Low 15.
Typically, you'd say a double fault on the first point of a game wouldn't be all that big a deal, but I think the first point of the second set, that's not good. He's trying to get the momentum reestablished. Instead of overhitting, it
15
gives
all.
Shingo a chance to miss one, right? Maybe hitting it harder isn't always the right answer. Shingo a little disappointed with his approach there on that ball. Kind of pushed himself out. Rarely see something like that with him. And you can see that's about as much a disappointment face as you'll ever see from him, but he knows. Didn't do the work on the chair there. Gives it right back.
Now,
30-40.
where if he wants to find a serve, this is the moment.
The one characteristic of Alfie Hewett that I've seen over the course of a number of years here is he is courageous. I admire that in the way he plays tennis under big moments. It won't be any lack of courage.
Game Kunieda.
Just missed it.
First
game break for
second set.
Kunieda.
In a quick conversation, one-way conversation with his coach, with a lot of head shaking on the horizontal, not the vertical. I'm going to miss this view, these beautiful stadiums. Of course, we're missing the fans, as we have throughout the 2 weeks of this competition, but what they've done with these venues is remarkable and aesthetically pleasing to the eye, I'll say that much.
I'll say it has been very rewarding to have the wheelchair athletes here the second week, because they've been the players you've been able to watch. And
Yeah.
the players you'll be able to watch practice. Everything else has been empty.
Yeah, you kind of get a little infusion in the second week here when the best of the best arrive on the campus. King at tennis center uses late life into the event. Too good by Shingo Kunieda.
30 love. Love.
I mean, the term "the wheels coming off" might be more applicable in wheelchair tennis, but right now we're seeing some examples of it from Alfie, and he, I mean, got to get control of it quickly, soon, before this thing gets out of hand.
Game. Kunieda.
Yesterday, Ted, he could not
Kunieda
miss a
leads
forehand. The last couple of days, his
second
forehand
set.
has been on fire. And today, it has really left him, and he can't find it, and he's struggling. And he's in a bad spot right now.
But taken, Paul, because the first 3 games of the match, the first 2 Kunieda service games, Hewett was all over.
Yeah.
It didn't last beyond that.
No, it really has gone south for him, and almost in the reversal of what we might have expected, thinking that he might have a chance to really do damage on the Kunieda serve.
Love
It's
15.
Exactly a role reversal, and here it is with Shingo on a return serve winner to start the second service game of this set for Hewett.
Oh, nice job by Kunieda.
Love 30.
Yeah, I can only imagine, again, just, you know, what's going on inside Alfie's head. I mean, I think things are moving fast for him right now. He's got a lot of things rolling up there. What part of my game can I trust?
15-30.
The backhand might be the one he's trusting, at least in this moment, because he just hit a good one. Now, can he string a couple together? That's the key.
$30 all.
The answer is yes. On the line and one cross, beautifully struck. Be surprised if he gets a good look at backhand here at this point.
40-30.
Nope.
Game
Hewett,
for
a moment, regained some balance,
Second
and
set,
that's-
and by 1 set to love.
see if he can build on this.
Much needed at a critical time, obviously.
Men's Singles Championship, the wheelchair competition presented by Deloitte. The 2-time defending champion, Alfie Hewett, trailing here Shingo Kunieda, who has won the U.S. Open Championship 6 times. 23 major singles championships.
It's a big number. It's just singles, yeah, 44. Singles and doubles combined. backhand by Kunieda answering the bell.
15 love.
Last game, it's Hewett showing off the backhand goods, and here it is Kunieda. Off to a good start his service game.
$15 all.
Little quick on that forehand there, just a little quick. The right approach. I mean, he wants to do a little bit of damage early. As I mentioned, I think that's important for him, where he has opportunities. Just a little quick.
Well, there's Hewitt's moment.
Yes,
15,
indeed.
30.
I saw a couple of those examples against Gustavo Fernandez yesterday. That's a shot that Alfie, just the chase alone, but then knowing what to do with it and absolutely executing. That ball had a lot of action, continued to pull Hewett off the court, opening up that angle. Maybe a big turnaround moment for Alfie Hewett there. Some positive energy. Great point there. I'll tell you what, the backhand down the line kind of started it all. Great get by Hewett. And then Shingo stepping up and going a little bit bigger than he normally likes to go in that exchange through the middle, forcing the air for Hewett. And again, just showing off the whole arsenal of options that Kunieda can pull on to disrupt this Hewett rhythm.
$30-40.
Great angles from Hewitt, two of them in this game.
Yeah, when you can get Kunieda stretched out like that, at a minimum, he knows he's going to get a weak response, and Alfie's really good at going forward and cleaning those up. So anytime he gets him stretched out, good thing for him.
Deuce.
Tries to take the one and done approach. Catches the net. Pressure building a little bit here in this game. Somebody lost their voice on that out call.
Yes.
Advantage Kunieda.
Gave it their best effort. Might have just.
Yeah. You see Hewitt's reaction too, because he knows he has to get to one of these games.
Yeah, it's a tough miss there. He's been looking a little bit better, looking a little bit cleaner, swinging with a little bit more confidence. There's that one there. Tough hit.
Deuce.
Shingo losing the battle with the wall there, I think disrupted his rhythm. That first backhand.
Advantage Hewett.
A couple of unforced here by Kunieda now. As the momentum ever so slightly starts to turn a bit in Hewitt's favor. He seems to have settled down. That's probably the biggest thing. Getting into 2-all would be.
Game Hewett.
Exactly what happens. So Alfie Hewett.
Yeah,
2 games
showed a
all,
lot more
second set.
patience in that game, trusted himself a little bit more, decided to get away from trying to finish points early with a big swing, and may have reestablished some confidence in his overall game. So we'll see how it plays out in this service game, though, where he's continued to struggle a little bit.
Mr. Kunieda is challenging the call on the
First
left
one
near
we've had today, I
sideline.
believe.
Yes.
The ball was called in.
Good change of direction by Alfie there,
Wasn't
something we
it?
haven't seen from him. Good disruption. Caught Shingo off guard. Gets in.
Spot on. Yep.
Yep.
15 love. Thirty love. Mr.
Definitely
Kunieda
backhand
has
side
2 challenges
has been
remaining.
something he's been able to rely on down in this little tough patch that he had at the end of the first and beginning of the second. So big
Ricky?
confidence on that side for sure.
Thirty 15.
Yeah, he wanted to
30
deal
all.
with that. If he gets it into the corner, maybe he's in good position, but right in the strike zone for Kunieda. Easy pass there from 30 all. Inside out for Kunieda
30
now.
40.
Dropped in.
Kind of looked like it was going to sail wide, and I think Alfie was desperately hoping it would, but looks like his shot that way, it found the line.
Deuce.
You almost
Yeah.
keep waiting for out calls, but these
I
guys
know.
are finding white lines out there. And that backhand, again, the happy place for Hewett right now, keeps him alive in this big 5th game.
Right. Well, that backhand right now is
Advantage Hewett.
it's his shot.
Yeah, go-to, and it surprises me that Kunieda, seemingly the ball that he could handle there on that return, doesn't get away from that to start the point. Clearly, that's been Alfie's happy side,
Let
confident side.
first serve. Deuce.
Just when it seemed he kind of had started to get his serve under control, things were looking a little bit better, a little more positive. Mixes that one in.
Well, his first serve percentage has come way back. He's at 80% now. 3 games of this set.
Yeah, it's a much improved number for him and something he's going to want to continue on, but that double right there. Badness from Kunieda there. You don't see those
Advantage Hewett.
from him. His misses tend to be pretty tight shot pattern, but it's an odd one.
Deuce.
Big answer there off the backhand side from Kunieda. Hewett shaking his head going, really? Shingo giving him a nod. Yes, really. Yes. Starting to feel like this game is a big one. Really big one.
Oh, wow. Lined himself up.
Goodness gracious. I'll say
Advantage Kunieda.
Yeah. And your point about the game, I'm assuming, Paul, is way more important for Hewett.
yes, I do think so. But it's starting to feel like it's going to be important for. Well, yeah, he's a set down, so obviously, right? Yes, but absolutely. And then that point there, that could be a backbreaker. Whoa! How much explosion
Deuce.
off that topspin backhand there to get up and over the head of a really well-positioned Kunieda. Back to deuce we go. There it is, number 4. So, yeah. Big time point. Big time point, a big time moment from both
Advantage
players.
Kunieda.
But it's Kunieda with the swinging volley to finish. Great job on opening up some space there for him to be able to create a little angle and get some good acceleration there. Both players that really played a strong point, one of the better ones we've seen in a while.
Deuce.
Break chance gone. Back to deuce. Oh, there's that inside out again. from
Advantage Kunieda.
Off the backhand side. Clean winner.
Deuce.
Hewett rolling a 56-mile-an-hour serve in on a on a break point. First serve, taking the chance, going off speed a little bit. Ultimately getting a nice, easy forehand.
This is the Hewett can't win the deuce point.
No, I know, right?
Advantage
It's one of those
Kunieda.
patterns, right?
Right.
You fall into these ones where it's like, what do I got to do? And then, of course, Kunieda can't win the ad point. You're starting to see a little bit more life, although he just made an error on the forehand. He's had a lot better swings, Hewett, on the forehand side, which could be a good sign. The backhand's kind of kept him in it. Forehand seems to be coming around a little bit.
Deuce.
Pattern holds. You get the sense that both of these guys desperately want to be the 3 on the changeover and not the 2. It's apparent, but I mean, I think it's building and building here.
There, Hewett.
Advantage Hewett.
About 10 minutes into this game, finally gets to a game point.
Maybe just breaking the pattern there. Game duration, look at that, almost 11 minutes for this game.
Game Hewett.
There's the forehand.
Back to
Called
back
it wrong.
lines.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it just
Hewett
looked
leads
like it
3
just kinda
games to
started
2, second
round
set.
into form a little bit. He was
First set,
having some good
Kunieda.
swings.
Well, Paul, we said we had a big game there. And obviously bigger for Hewett being down as a center. Let's see how Shingo reacts. This will be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if the tension will just have been lifted from that game, you know, for both players really, because it was so high in tension. But yeah, this response now coming back on the Kunieda service game. His serve cooled off now. He hasn't served in 15 minutes.
Oh. 15 love.
There's been so much focus put into that last game. There'll be some easy errors like we just saw there, because it's just, you know, just hard to maintain that level for that long period. Both of those guys were incredibly focused on that game. Hewett using the forehand both times there. One to stretch Kunieda out right there. It's the short ball. And great placement and depth to finish there for 15 all. Easy error from Kunieda now.
15-30. Fifteen 40.
You said streaky in the first set, Paul, and you feel that way now. It's another one of those streaks going in favor of Hewett.
Yeah, I mentioned how he kind of rides on the emotional train, right? So we've seen enough of the kind of negative emotion and things kind of taking him out of his game, but you hear a good positive voice in that last outburst there. This could be one of the Hewett streaks of positivity. Just that swing right there on that return kind of shows that he's amped up right now and feeling pretty confident.
Game, Hewett.
Wow, lost game for Kunieda, so
Hewett leads 4 games to 2.
is
Second
that a
set.
hangover game from having, what, 5 break points in the previous?
Yeah, it certainly looks like it, without question. I mean, no question. Came out ahead there at the 3-2, really seized the momentum, and then quickly Hewett capitalizing on it and getting the easy break. Back and forth tennis on display here.
Fifteen love.
Now it's Kunieda whose errors are starting to kind of uptick. Number that he's probably not too happy with, comfortable with. Rackets. Frustration. This feels like that one doesn't provide the control.
Nice
15 all.
control and touch there.
Yeah, kind of got away with one there. Alfie guessed right on the overhead. And Shingo kind of a little nonchalant with that one. Probably could have put that one away easier than the rest of it. Rely on the volley. Clearly the right racket choice, though.
30-15.
Play by Hewett quickly going behind Kunieda. Allowing him to get around, get a good look at that forehand. That's the second absolute sitting duck
Yeah.
that Alfie's missed here in the last couple of games.
30 all.
Just when you thought he's really maybe start to pull away. Leaves Kunieda hanging around a little bit. Chance to get this set kind of back on track.
Thirty 40.
There's the remnants of that miss. Double fault.
Game, Kunieda.
This is a
Ball change, please.
counter punching Kunieda there.
love 15.
It's Kunieda's answer right now, Paul. Do you think, too? His angles. He was getting a lot of those.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be continued disruption of Hewett's rhythm when possible. He's got to continue, I think, to stay aggressive where he's in a comfortable position to do so. Obviously, cut down
Love
on
30.
that quick, early, unforced errors. That goes without saying. But he was doing pretty much everything right in the first set. Hewett got off track. If Alfie gets on track, that's where you just can see how streaky he can be, and he can put a run together that Shingo just can't control.
$15.30.
That's a good attempt by Hewett there. I mean, he's in a good score position. Decides to go with a little bit different tactic and force the issue, come forward. Shingo have to hit a good pass there. He does. Good play by Alfie to kind of disrupt Shingo's rhythm. Let him find the mark. We commented in the first set about Hewett's
15-40.
second serve point percentage won. It's 17% for Shingo Kunieda in this set. I mean, so Hewett, we were talking about, or was it 25%?
Yep.
At 17, that's just a whole nother level. There, I think a lot of times
30-40.
players always assume they got to go away from the opponent, and he's, Shingo's assuming Alfie's going to make a dive one way or another. He goes middle, Alfie's there, just doesn't handle it.
That was Hewett's frustrating.
Still a break point, right? Leave no doubt about how to finish that point, says Kunieda. Emphatically gets it back to deuce. Wow. I mean, really good. I mean, yesterday we saw Gustavo Kunieda attempt a couple of soft shots to Hewett, who just was on the wheels and chased some down and was able to get him and do something with it. This one here, I mean, he had no chance.
15-40 now to
that second serve situation we've talked about, and his inability to win these points. Kunieda had one shot at it there with the volley, didn't do enough. Pays the price. Had good depth on the volley there, but needed angle.
Advantage Hewett.
Just as quickly as we were
Yes.
looking at a possible 4-all, it is now a great chance for Hewett. Extend the lead.
Game Hewett.
Yep, he was ready for that one. And that's more what I saw yesterday
Hewett
against
leads 5
Fernandez,
games to
without
3.
wheels,
Second set.
knowing what to do with it when he got there. Shingo anticipating Alfie going on a hard recovery, staying home a little bit. Anticipating, really probably was very much so anticipating. Haven't seen Shingo pull that off earlier.
Well, can Hewett push this to a deciding set?
That's just Hewitt's mobility forcing Kunieda into the
15
air there.
months.
There's a couple of really good shots by Kunieda. The first being a forehand that pulled Hewett way out wide. But Alfie was too fast. Stays alive. Big come on from Hewett.
30 love.
Biggest serve of the match at 89. So starting to see that confidence build.
Well, what a better set for him. 73% serving.
Changes everything.
Now,
40 love.
and with the lapse, you can see it visibly in this game. And now, 3-set points.
Yeah, almost wondering if he's taken the Hewett approach at the end of the first, where he's like, I just want to be done with this one and reset myself. Almost. They said winner. Alfie said, hey, where's the
40-50.
apology?
There we are. So
Game
the
and second set Hewett.
men's singles
By 6
championship
games to 3.
will
One
go to
set
a
all.
deciding set. 5 breaks in that set, but Hewett at 3-4. All right, his break finished, and here we go. 1 set for the championship. Will
Final
it be
set.
the 7th
Kunieda to serve.
Kunieda, or will it be the 3rd in a row for Hewett?
Set for it all. Indeed. Here we go. Come on. Let's have a good one.
love.
The most errant backhand we've seen from Hewett in a long time. Just catching that one off the frame. Never get cheated over on that side. That's what
Mr. Kunieda is challenging the call on the right near sideline. The ball was called in.
So Hewitt's gesture, he thought he had a winner.
I think it's going to hold true.
Yeah.
15 all. Mr. Kunieda has 2 challenges remaining.
Just took to use challenge that early on here, and maybe not think about saving some of those up. Stretch here. Big serve by Kunieda.
30-15.
Placed. That can't happen in this set for Shingo Kunieda.
30 all.
He's got to win this championship and get back on the podium, and get back to the big trophy. Errors like that, it's the one area he's going to have to cut down in this set. Alfie can be a little streaky and get away with it because of his firepower. Shingo cannot do that.
30-40.
Combine it with that. Can't
Right.
afford those.
Yeah, ultimately, I think the margin of error for Shingo is much tighter. Yeah, thinner, tighter. Yep, exactly. He's got to play a more complete set. Alfie has the wiggle room to kind of have some streaks in there. Shingo cannot afford that. He's got to be spot on, dialed in, pretty much from start to finish.
Deuce. Advantage Kunieda.
Big help. Back-to-back missed returns.
Yeah, a lot of kick on that. That's one of the heavier action second serves we've seen from Kunieda. We can see him bend that one in. A lot of action on it. There's the air there.
Game, Kunieda. First game, final set.
Might have had him had it made it over,
Yeah.
but didn't quite get there.
Nice escape for Kunieda there. 3 errors in a row by Hewett.
Yeah, he'll take it too. I mean, he's not going to complain.
Singles wheelchair competition presented by Deloitte, and this championship match now will continue.
Love 15.
Kind of trying to guide that one down the line. Didn't hit that one with as much commitment as we've seen him throughout the majority of the day.
Love 30.
Real quick there. Real quick right after the opening. Closing of the roof. It's Shingo with 2 points and off to a great start to this game.
Love 40. Game, Kunieda.
Just like
Did
that.
you see that coming, Paul?
Like a blink of the eye.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kunieda
well,
leads
you know,
2
we
games
didn't
to love.
know,
Final set.
these guys were going to react to that, but as quick as that game started, it's over. Kunieda quickly out to a 2-love lead.
Here would be a moment, you've referenced accurately, Paul, we've had 11 breaks of serve in this match, but if Kunieda can get a hold of him, psychological squeeze it would put on Hewett.
Yeah, 2-1. I think 2-1 on the changeover just settles this all down. Everybody's back to normal. 3-0, it's a different ballgame.
Love 15.
Alfie gets moving like that. Again, just knowing his tendencies. That's a look of confidence. Having said that,
15 all.
typically when he's flowing and moving, you kind of get good energy, but gives it back quickly.
And look at that serve speed. 68.
Yeah.
A little off speed, huh?
Change up.
There he gets
15,
79.
30.
And you look what Hewett did with it.
Too good by Shingo Kunieda right there.
30 all.
Getting no options when he pulls Hewett out that much and he comes in behind it.
Forty, 30.
Kunieda, chance to indeed get to that 3-0. Big time start here in the third.
Deuce.
There it is, 2 hours into the match, and we're at deuce again. All knotted. I don't know what the
Advantage
speed was
Hewett.
on that one, Ted, but it's the right into the happy place in the wheelhouse for Alfie Hewett on the return of serve.
I get a feeling Kunieda better get some first serves in.
Yes, right? Absolutely right. Yeah, because again, back to those percentages we've been talking about all day. Both of them very low on the second serve percentage. That's one on Hewett.
Game
Hewett
Hewett.
to get exactly what he
There you
needed.
go. Exactly right,
Kunieda
Paul.
leads 2-1. Final set.
Brief run there by Kunieda. Blunted as Hewett breaks back. But again, covers on these stadium courts. Piece of
Love 15.
Just like Hewett finishing with the forehand return to serve winner last game, it's Kunieda starts off that way.
Fifteen all. Let first serve. Mr. Kunieda is challenging the call on the left baseline. The ball was called out.
short hops those balls. He's done that about a half a dozen times today.
Yep, he just dumps it back over, says deal with it. He's going to lose another challenge here.
Oh, he's right.
30-15. Mr. Kunieda has one challenge remaining.
Yep, nope, he lost that one again.
One challenge.
He's down.
Oh! 30 all.
Sure nod from coach there.
And as we watch that, Paul,
40-30.
we're hearing more from the players. Longer match, third set. Is fitness, conditioning at all matter here? Concern?
I don't think so. I mean, both of these guys haven't really been taxed to any huge extent in this tournament, but that was the exact thing that I noticed on that point as well. Very vocal from both players, right? I mean, clearly, notably, so monitor.
Deuce.
I think this match is more of the mental fatigue than the physical. Both of these guys are in great physical condition, but I think it's just been such an intense mental battle. Errant forehand there by
Advantage
Hewett.
Kunieda.
Kunieda, break chance here. Game 4, third set.
Must be a measure, Paul, of these two. Excellence. You can count on like 3 fingers the easy service games.
Yeah, a lot of strain, a lot of, and back to that, yeah, and back to that mental strain. I think it'll be very difficult to get through those games.
Well, Kunieda gets
Game. Kunieda.
the lead back for the moment. We have to emphasize that.
Kunieda leads 3-1. Final set.
Breaks of serve.
You know, and I do get the sense that maybe that wind is a factor. because he seemed to get that pretty easy from this side, just like Alfie had on the last game prior. And so it must be something about the conditions. That's just my sense of it, that maybe on that side you're getting that extra boost, because it didn't look like he hit any balls that were exceedingly good that just penetrated and went through Hewett. He was just getting a little extra boost there. So we'll see if this game... Wow.
Not up.
I've seen a number of those from Kunieda today.
15 love.
Continues to be a weapon that can hurt Hewett with.
That's
15 all.
Alfie Hewett, when in doubt, hit a big backhand.
yes.
Just coils and then just unloads and extends. It is a beautiful shot.
You watch Hewett, you think, ball is oh well. If he's allowed to continue to play, he's 22. How much he could do in this sport.
Be a long and very prosperous career. You got to think that maybe a guy like Kunieda is getting ready to be on the tail end of his
30-15
after Tokyo. So now you take one of the big-time guys out of the mix. Maybe a guy like Uday's out of the mix. You're starting to minimize the amount of guys that have been big threats for him over the years. He would have to require a whole new influx of young players to come in and press Hewett.
$30 all.
Welcome easy point for Alfie there on the forehand return to serve winner. Hit. A little bit of priority on the depth of the placement. Wise to do so.
This there. Game point now.
40-30.
Yeah, kind of starting to get into some interesting territory now. Much like the 2-0 game. Hewett does not want to go down 4-1 here. Maybe second serve points one up in this set.
Game, Kunieda.
Maneuvers. Not just gets there,
Kunieda
but does
leads
that
4 games to 1.
Yeah,
Final
well, we've
set.
seen the hands from Shingo Kunieda already today, the touch, the softness, the ability to maneuver the ball, obviously. And that's as good of an example of that as you'll get.
This is just a great athletic play by Kunieda.
Yeah, almost a ton of bad luck there, but look at the softness and the angle, the stream. That's what we did on that. 4-1 for Shingo Kunieda. Look at the breathing, you know, and again, it's such a subtle thing, but it's not by, look at the breath just prior to making that shot. You know, and again, that is not by just, he's conscious of that, or at least as he's created his game and how he's been successful. That's something he's worked on. That just doesn't come without
Game, Kunieda.
I see someone who's has mastered his sport, as Kunieda has, with 23 major titles, singles titles.
And
Watch that.
in a good position to get 24. Yeah. The elusive number for Serena, but possibly not for Kunieda.
Yes. Love 15.
First point we've seen, in my opinion, kind of almost, go ahead and take it here by Alfie Hewett. Normally, he's on the wheels running down. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Paul. I was thinking the same.
Shingo goes big, but wide.
15 all.
Still a little curious, still not fully convinced that the side of the court doesn't matter. So if Hewett could reel off a couple games here, it would kind of confirm for our suspicions that that side of the court is just playing better.
30-15.
It's a two-game run by Kunieda over there. Too good. Out of the head.
30 all.
Looking very confident right now. Hewett still looking a little bit questionable, and where he's at with his game is something to say.
Another terrific point, and there's the
40-30.
a little bit of that fight you wanted to see, Paul, from Hewett.
Yeah, absolutely. Much needed at that point right there to get him a chance to hold here, but I'm still getting that sense. You know, Shingo played a great point there, 25-shot rally, but it's a little bit of that extra boost that I think Hewett got in setting up that point and being able to finish. Yeah, he does not want to stare down many break points here in this service game. He wants to get this one. There it is. Great hold by Alfie
Game
Hewett.
Hewett.
Almost in a desperation
Kunieda leads
position.
4-2, final set.
Still got work to do.
I think it was you said a little bit ago, there's a long way to go to the finish line, isn't there?
I'm not saying this one's over by a long shot.
Exactly.
No way. A lot of tennis to be played. Hey, listen, I'm happy to be on board to watch it because we're really looking at the two best players in the world right now. Arguably, a couple others could be thrown into the mix, but these guys have arrived here in New York, ready and very high caliber of tennis.
Love 15.
Too good.
Oh, too good.
Too big, too good.
Wow.
Love 30.
Fist pump from Alfie Hewett there as he looks to maybe close the gap a little bit more here in this third set. It's going to be shots like that he's going to need. Maybe a shot like that that sends him off on one of those emotional runs of things.
Oh, wow. Bad.
Love 40.
Fire there from Kunieda, and now door wide open for Hewett.
Yeah, just like that. 4-1 is looking almost certainly like 4-3 here pretty quick. Why not?
There it
Game,
is.
Hewett.
Yep. That was,
Ball change, please.
that was just Hewett.
Cuneta leads
Pulling
4 games to
Kunieda
3, final
serves,
set.
and that's 4-3 in the final set.
Love 15.
Yeah, the balls are just running off that side of the court quicker, easier. I think both players know it and have a lot of confidence in thinking, you know what, I just have that easier job of finishing points. There's that slow
15 all.
off-speed pitch to the Kunieda backhand forcing the error. Noted that earlier too.
Look at that, 56.
$15-30.
I think as stated at the beginning of this third set, it's Kunieda necessarily cutting down on the unforced. He's only got 5 for the set so far. Hewett up to 7 now. 3 points for both guys here.
Hewitt's gotten out of one 15-40 in this set. Another one.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a tougher hill to climb for him. Coach getting down some notes quickly here. Knowing his player's game. Break points pretty even for the day there. As we mentioned, been a lot of breaks to serve.
Let first serve.
Needed 2 cracks at it to get up 5-3. Oh. Big serve.
30-40.
There's the courage from the young Brit. It's a big spot to hit a big serve like that.
shot. Kunieda back with the backhand. And he is one game.
Kunieda leads 5-3, final set.
Look at the energy, the burst there. Knowing one away. Big spot that was amazing down the line backhand there. Shingo Kunieda just comes out of his reversal. Look at that.
10 times he's won Australia, 7 Roland Garros, and now a game away from his 7th U.S. Open.
Alfie almost can't believe that shot right there. 5th straight game won from this side of the court. Forced errors now.
15 love.
Mount from Hewett, 3 points coming. What a bad time. If he could get this game and get over to that side, things could get interesting.
Out.
2 points away.
30 love.
Now, nice inside out backhand.
30-15.
Serve winner on the angle by Alfie Hewett. Not done yet. Get some energy from that one. Goes back to 3-all.
Correction, the ball was good.
Sails.
Replay the point.
It's a correction.
What? Oh, correction.
Correction from
Mr.
the chair.
Kunieda is challenging the call on the right near sideline. The ball was called in.
So it's a replay pending the challenge.
Right. All factors. Oh, what a just huge amount of weight on this outcome. Is good. Oh, what a sigh of relief.
Replay the point. Mr. Kunieda has no challenges remaining.
There you go. No challenges for regulation set now for
Right.
Kunieda.
30-15.
It's a replay of the flirting with danger is Kunieda here.
Not there. 30-all.
30-all.
Hewett got on the offensive pretty early on there with a strong forehand down the line. Forced Kunieda out of position. Able to respond.
Hewett laid waste to that first serve.
30-40.
Yeah, he using the inside out a little bit, decides to change it up. Take this one clearly and cleanly down the line. And just like that, Hewett with a chance to break. Wow.
Oh, Kunieda.
Maybe one
Deuce.
of his biggest forehands of the match at one of the biggest times to save a break point.
Look at the coach unload that.
Oh, yeah. He loves it.
What an angle.
Yes,
Oh.
depth, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, up against it. The stuff of champions, right? That's it right there. So just to get it back to deuce.
Oh, double.
Advantage Hewett.
Adds to his tally for the set. He would yet to have a double in this set, which would be good for him. Oh, Alfie Hewett back
Game
in.
Hewett.
And the match goes on.
Kunieda leads
Yes.
5 games to 4. Final set. $15.
Seems that the freebies that Hewett has given Kunieda have not hurt him as much as the freebies that Kunieda has given to Hewett. Again, Alfie's just ability to win a couple easy points separates the two there. Case in point.
15-all.
It's a swing of confidence right there. And a look of confidence.
Missed it.
He hasn't missed that one
30-15.
much today. Right, it's almost been on autopilot today. He's been so good with that return of serve.
Just feel this ball
30-all.
with no background. I'm watching this, I'm thinking the young legs are kicking in.
Yeah, there's no
I
question.
feel like
It's
Kunieda's in trouble here.
a little bit. You do get that sense, right? I mean, the 5-3 service game he had to close this thing out, I think was his best opportunity, and he might be in trouble right now. Again, we're a little ways away, but right now, you get the sense of it. You're right.
That's helpful for
40-30.
Kunieda.
Big time serve, 83 miles
Yep.
an hour, but
Yes.
really deep, right on the line.
One of his better ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And a much needed time. Likes to go up to tee.
Deuce.
And I think down the stretch, something we talked about right at the beginning. His ability to defend against Kunieda's best shot and Kunieda's ability to defend against Hewett's best shot, not on equal terms. misses on
Advantage
those.
Hewett.
9 double faults now for Kunieda, 4 in the final set.
That may have been the one that hurt the most. Did not imagine that Alfie is going to get cheated on any return to serve swing on this point. Straight misses. Sprays the forehand long.
Deuce.
Can't believe it. To deuce we go. As if this thing couldn't get any tighter, right?
Advantage Hewett.
But Hewett neutralizes it with a great return, stretches Kunieda out, finishes easily, very comfortably. He's ahead. It's going to take a 7 to win this match, but I think the first guy to 6 is going to win this thing.
Game Hewett.
Hewett gets the break.
Hewitt leads 6
So
games
from
to 5.
2
Final
points
set.
from defeat, Hewett now comes back to where he rolls. Serve at 6-5.
We've talked a lot about the return of serve being an advantage, all the breaks of serve today, but he's in a good position to serve this thing out, and he's got the momentum. He's earned it back as we really get close to 3 hours here. 2:42 in. Let's see if he holds form on this service game. I don't think Kunieda can afford to just put balls in play. He's going to have to show some aggression in this game.
Let second serve.
Because Hewett will. Hewett will not back down.
Love 15.
Going to need to see more of that to get this thing to a tiebreaker.
He's got 2 down.
We've come this long. We might as well get our max capacity, Ted. Might as well get to the breaker. I mean, just for our own guilty pleasures. Desperate to get there, another desperate to fend it off.
Kunieda had it.
15 all.
Hard to get that one up and down.
A little bit, but we would look back and regret not finishing that one. There easily. Right, it is tough. problem finishing there. I thought Kunieda may have missed an
15-30.
opportunity earlier in the point to get offensive. Shows the patience. There's the difference.
30 all.
Made in a couple of advantage positions, not able to push Hewett off the court enough. Hewett defending, forcing the error.
So now it is Hewett. 2 points from the championship. And it is Kunieda 1 point from Paul's wish.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I'm not rooting for one player or another. I'm
You're rooting for a tiebreaker.
I'm a classic fan here who, you know, in New York, what do they always want? More great tennis. And that's what we're seeing from these two guys. You know the New York crowd would be rooting for a third set tiebreaker here. There. Start.
And finish by
Game.
Kunieda.
Kunieda.
Look. This, I gotta tell you,
games
this
all,
has
final
been
set,
fun, Paul, because
tiebreaker.
5 minutes ago I wouldn't have given you
Both
a chance.
players received
that
one
Kunieda was
additional
gonna get through
challenge.
this.
Yeah, I
To
mean,
survive this, I mean, it just felt like it was all going Hewett's way.
yeah, 4-1 for Hewett, 4-1 for Kunieda, 5-3 for Kunieda, and then all of a sudden, here comes Alfie storming ahead. And you're right, it really felt like that. And then, as we...
There's a reason why the guy's 23.
Yeah, right.
we just see, I guess I'm the one that's learning why he has 23. So here we go, tie break for the championship.
Oh, challenging.
Mr. Kunieda is challenging the call
Not been good
on the
with his
service line.
challenges
This
today.
is
The ball
this
was
is
called
it.
out.
Well, he's got his, what, do you get one extra for the
I'm saying
tiebreaker?
he's out if,
Yeah.
if he loses this one.
I think he's not had good success with the challenges. This one,
Yeah, wow. So he has to play the tie break now
Second
without,
serve.
without a challenge.
interesting.
1-0 Kunieda. Mr. Kunieda has no
6
challenges
points
remaining.
on the side that we've kind of established as thinking may have a slight advantage. I think he would welcome him on the front side of this tiebreaker versus the back side. What a point. Alfie Hewett doing what
2-0
Shingo Kunieda
Kunieda.
has been doing to players for years, neutralizing their great offensive shots, but not quite coming up with it at the end of that point. Man, he did a great job playing some defense throughout the entirety of that point.
36 years old. Shingo Kunieda.
Should all be performing like that. Alfie steps up big time.
2-1, Kunieda.
Real reliable backing it.
Really could not get there. 2-all.
Thinking he ran into something
2-all.
because it didn't seem like he was even able to get around.
Yeah.
He might have been into the linesman. Yep. Just not enough space. Frustrating, but can only make the court so big. These are big courts.
3-2, Kunieda.
His betters under a big time moment.
Four two, Kunieda.
Change ends at 4-2 Kunieda.
Ted, you've called sports all over the world, many sports, tennis, Olympics, football. You know, in moments like this, big pressure moments, do you still, as a broadcaster, having done it for so many years, do you still kind of get almost butterflies as a broadcaster?
Of course.
I hope
That's
so,
why
right?
That's why we all love doing this.
Yeah, I think so, because I'm sitting here jumping out of my seat.
No,
I'm
it's-
like, it's just
It's the backstory that you painted so perfectly for us, Paul. Here's a guy that's still playing at a ridiculously high level, but he's got a young guy that's beaten him down a few times.
Correct.
And Kunieda wants to get back one. Wants to get one back and get an incredible
be a
7th U.S. Open title.
Yeah, really, there's a lot of history for both going. You know, if Alfie goes 3 straight, that's historic. If Kunieda gets back on top, historic. I mean,
4-3,
To Kunieda.
Kunieda.
a couple of errors by Hewett. It's an error from Kunieda. She continues to mount. A couple of big misses
5-3,
on the backhand
Kunieda.
side from Hewett in this tie break, which that can't be good for confidence down the stretch, but I don't think he'll stop swinging.
Second time Kunieda has been 2 points from the title. And now championship point.
6-3,
Big
Kunieda.
out wide serve to set that up at 80. Hadn't been going there much of late. Save that one. Right 1 point away. Coach got the sweaty palms.
Game, set, and match, Kunieda. By 2 sets to 1.
Kunieda
6-3,
wins his
3-6,
seventh U.S.
7-6.
Open championship. His 24th career singles title.
Is elation in Japan.
That is 5 years since he last won the U.S. Open. And to defeat the young standout that has had the better of him here.
Welcome to the 2020 U.S. Open Men's Wheelchair Singles Trophy presentation. Joining us once again, we have Wheelchair Competition Tournament Director Joe Wallen, USTA Chairman of the Board and President Patrick Galbraith, and representing Deloitte, Managing Partner of New York, Roger Arur. And we'd like to say one more big congratulations to both of these competitors on an incredible tournament and a fantastic battle today. We'd also like to recognize our chair umpire for today's final, Carrie Heineber. And with that, we'd like to welcome our finalists up to the mic to say a few words. Alfie Hewett.
Well, I think first of all, massive congrats to Shingo. It's probably about time that you beat me here, so yeah, I hope you and your team enjoyed the victory, and I'm sure we'll see each other soon in the coming finals in France. Big thanks to obviously the USTA and Deloitte for making this event possible for us guys. It's absolutely amazing to be here in New York, and even though circumstances are a little bit different this year, I've still really enjoyed myself and so glad to be here, and hopefully the US Open for the wheelchair will be here in 2021 as well. I'd also like to thank my guys back at home, back here, to Ben, Donna, my family, my girlfriend Harriet, and Helen. There's so many people that make this possible. Even though it's just me out there, you know, I wouldn't be here playing deep into a third set tiebreak if it wasn't for those guys and, you know, the constant support that they give me. So yeah, thank you really.
Thanks, Alfie. It's now time for you to pick up your finalist trophy. And now it's time to hear from our champion for the 7th time here in New York, Shingo Kunieda.
First of all, thank you for a good match, Alfie. It was very tough. And thank you, my coach. I don't know where. You had a lot of support this week. ありがとうございます。And tournament sponsor and Joe, you have a lot of effort to hold this tournament. So really appreciate about this. And thank you for watching TV in Japan. A lot of support for me. I'm really tired now, but really happy now. So see you next year. Thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you, Shingo. And on behalf of the USTA and Deloitte, you can pick up your Champions Trophy. Your 2020 US Open Men's Wheelchair Singles Champion, Shingo Kunieda.